Welcome to the Hellerville City Schools and the graduation ceremony for class of 2020. Please remain standing. We will begin with our prayer led by Miss Mallory Rushing, who was born on September 11, 2001.
Everyone, please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you that you have indeed given us great hope and a future. We pray for the days you have purposed for us to walk in, every single one. We ask you to fill them with your spirit and power as we live out your plan for our lives. Inspire us to never be afraid, to dream big, run strong, and soar high. I pray that nothing will be allowed to hold us back in this life. May we fulfill every calling you have on our lives. Strengthen us to live a life of so much love, passion, influence, hope, and determination that this world is changed for the better. May we always know that anything is possible for those who believe, for you are always greater. May we have a deep desire to serve you faithfully and a heart to work hard. I pray that you would direct our steps, that your plans for us would prosper, that every place you have determined for us to walk would be paved clear. Remind us every day how very much you love us, that we find security and confidence fully in you, knowing that you are trustworthy and true. Shine over us, fill us with your spirit, bless us with your favor and peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Branson Lambert, would you please come do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, Gabe, please come forward, sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated at this time. Please welcome the salutatorian of the class of 2020, Miss May Bowles.
Good evening. Although this year is a little different, I would like to welcome everyone to the class of 2020's version of a graduation ceremony, and thank you for coming. I greatly wish that we could celebrate this moment in our lives under more normal circumstances, but considering that at times we were not sure if we would even have a graduation at all, I think this will do. We, the class of 2020, are the class that, in elementary school, had a fake wedding during recess, which got busted up by teachers. And we also had a full-on dance moms act that took place during PE. In middle school, we were banned from Cracker Barrel, went outside during a tornado drill because we thought it was a fire drill, and took a field trip to a playground where we had a softball game, played on the playground, and watched Mrs. Arnold, I think, climb on top of a tank. Then, in high school, we watched Mrs. Evans and Mr. Tolbert get duct taped to a wall, barely raised enough money to have a prom, and are the undefeated, reigning Powder Puff champions. These are only a few of our few memories together, but I think they are enough to show that there is never a dull moment with us. Tonight, I would like to personally thank everyone who has helped us along the way, beginning with the ones who got us up on our feet, quite literally, our parents. Without them, we would not be here. Our parents were our first teachers, coaches, and friends. They have taught us basic principles such as what is right and what is wrong, to be grateful for what we have, and how important it is to work hard. And these are just naming a few. They have been our shoulders to cry on when we are hurting. They are our biggest supporters in everything that we do. And most importantly, they have a love for us like no other. To my parents, thank you for raising me the way you did. There's a verse in the book of Proverbs that says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." This is exactly what you have done for me, and for that, I'm truly grateful. I would also like to thank our extended families. They're the ones that you can always pick out in the stands because of how loud they are cheering. They are the first to congratulate us on our accomplishments and the first to chip in when we need help. They were the ones who came rushing to the hospitals when we were born and the ones who will make up the majority of the viewers for this graduation. So, thank you to all the families out there pouring out your love and support for us seniors. I would also like to add a thank you to Katie Beth for all your criticism and for being the life of the party. You're welcome. I have honored your request. Next, I would like to thank our teachers, our second parents. Thank you for not only educating us, but also for inspiring us to work hard and push through, encouraging us to keep going and to pursue our dreams, believing in us by letting us know that we can do it, and supporting us in all that we do. No matter what they may have been going through outside of school, our teachers always seem to show up in good spirits and with a smile on their faces. I can't speak for everyone on this because I know that there will be some who disagree with me, but in all of my years at Haleyville City Schools, I can truthfully say that I've never had a teacher that I did not like. For that, I would like to personally say thank you to all of the teachers at Haleyville City Schools. I think we can all say that we will never forget each and every one of you, and we will also never forget that E equals MC squared, or that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Lastly, I would like to thank my fellow classmates. Thank you for giving me memories that I will never forget, friendships that will last forever, and the best elementary, middle, and high school experiences that I could have hoped for. Like the teachers, there is not a single one of you that I dislike. I consider all of you my friends, even if we did not speak much. I mean, we survived high school together, so I think that should count for something. It saddens me that our time together got cut short, but just know that I will always remember each and every one of you and keep you in my prayers. No matter where our future takes us, I will forever cherish the time that we had together. Oh, and special thanks to Eli Dodd, who may or may not have requested that I mention his name in this speech. Also, to Anna, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to beat John Mark so that you can make your Instagram post. You'll just have to say you got a picture with the first loser instead. Before I finish, and in light of current events, I would like to take a moment to think back on a few other events that have occurred during our lifetimes, as a reminder that this is not the first time our country has experienced hardship, nor will it be the last. This class was born into a country that had just experienced one of the most devastating times in history, the 9/11 attacks. In 2010, the worst oil spill in U.S. history occurred just off of Alabama's Gulf Coast. On April 27, 2011, one of the deadliest tornado outbreaks in history occurred. These events will forever be in our memories and will now be joined by the memory of this worldwide pandemic, which has not only cost us, the class of 2020, the last 2.5 months of our senior year, our senior trip, our last seasons of softball, baseball, soccer, golf, and track, senior prom, and a more normal graduation, but it has caused and continues to cause worldwide devastation and heartache. For this, we need to remember that, although it hurts to lose what we have lost, there are many others across the globe who are losing and have lost much more. Many people who have been affected by these events have lost their homes, their loved ones, and even their own lives. So, if you are listening to this and you are healthy, you have a home to keep you safe and warm, and have family members that love you, you can be thankful, because there are many people who are not fortunate enough to have these. In conclusion, this year is already one for the books, and not only because it's our senior year. This year has brought forth events that none of us would have ever imagined. It has taught us to cherish the time that we have together, because we never know when it will be up. It has taught us not to take even the smallest of things for granted, like shaking hands or giving hugs. Lastly, it has taught us that there is still good in this wicked world. The amount of love and support that has been given to all of us seniors during this time is unexplainable. And for that, I, along with the rest of my class, are very grateful.
At this time, Dr. Holly Southern, Superintendent of Haleyville City Schools, will present our special guest and remarks.
Good evening. I'm Holly Sutherland, Superintendent of Haleyville City Schools, and if you've heard that a lot lately, I'm sorry. I know I have called you a lot, so hopefully when this summer comes, I will be saying that a lot less and calling you a lot less on your phone. But I would like to thank you for joining us to celebrate this milestone in the lives of our students. I would like to personally thank each member of our Haleyville City Schools staff who has worked collaboratively for the last 13 years of these students' lives to make a difference and to prepare them for this wonderful night. I also would like to thank our parents, our friends, our family, and the entire community of Haleyville. Thank you for supporting our schools and your child during their time in our school district. Here tonight to support our graduates are the Haleyville City School Board President, Ms. Donna Jones, Vice President, Mr. Chad Tidwell, Ms. Chris Burleson, Ms. Beth McAlpin, and Mr. Barry Burleson. From our local schools, we have our Haleyville Middle School Principal, Bo Wilcoxon, with his Assistant Principal, Tammy Hatton. From Haleyville Elementary School, Ms. Christy Bice, our Principal, Assistant Principal, Ms. Emily Johnson. From Haleyville High School, the one and only Davy Reed, our Principal. Assistant Principal, yes, he's done a phenomenal job this year. Assistant Principals, Ms. Candy Garner and Mr. John McCullough. From our central office staff, we have Ms. Candy Marbett, our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Sharif Fetter, Director of Instructional Services, Stephen Riggs, Director of Student Services, and Bill Bishop, Director of Administrative Services. Please join me in celebrating these supporters of our students. Thank you. Well, seniors, 2020 has been a year that we will not soon forget. This year has been filled with challenges and disappointments in some areas. But I encourage you not to let these things blur your vision of the 13 years in Haleville City Schools. If you have learned nothing else, you have learned to be flexible. You have learned to be a little bit more independent, and definitely learned that change happens, sometimes before I can even finish writing an email. I saw a quote this week, and I thought it was fitting as we send you off to this new chapter of your lives. The author wrote, "Be bold enough to use your voice, brave enough to listen to your heart, and strong enough to live the life you always imagined." So whether your goal is college enrollment, the workforce, military enlistment, I encourage you to be bold, be brave, and be strong. You will have trials. You will go through hard times, but it's how you handle these times that really tell what your true character is. Be proud of the men and women that you are becoming. You're hardworking, you're caring, empathetic, fun, and loving, and you take care of your peers like no class I have ever seen. You celebrate the differences of others instead of discriminating against them. I have no doubt that each of you will have a positive impact on this world. You are an amazing group, and we are extremely proud of you, and we encourage you to be proud of yourself tonight. Class of 2020, you are the last class that I can say that I have been both your principal as a freshman and also your superintendent. We have had wonderful times. We've celebrated much success. We've shared many laughs and a few tears. But you do have a plan for your life. You have a plan where you will be prosperous, and this should give you hope for a future. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, because we will always be here for you. We want to wish you the best in all you do, and please remember that you will always be a part of the Haleville Lion family. Congratulations, class of 2020. I love each of you. I almost ran off before I introduced to you our valedictorian for the class of 2020, Mr. John Mark Mayhall.
Well, before I start, I want to just give a shout out to the entire Haleville High School Roaring Lion Band and its directors. And I want to apologize for any weather forecast I mess up if I become a meteorologist. I know, it's a probability game. Well, this certainly has been a strange year. I never thought this would be how our senior year ends. As much as I like being home for an extra 2 months, I don't like how we miss so many senior things, like the senior trip. I wanted to go on that trip not only to see everything on that trip, but I wanted to try to annoy everyone who was unlucky enough to be on the bus with me. The band people knew how bad it was going to be, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were all going to try to stay away from that bus. I even had annoying stories and jokes lined up for it, so. The most important thing I think we all missed was the senior skip day. I mean, we got to senior skip months, but, seriously though, I just want to say that I've had the best time with everyone here. And I want to talk about a few memories I've had through high school. And if I talked about every one of the ones I had, I would be here all night, and I don't think we want that. I know that some people has work in the morning, so I'll just say a few. The first I'm going to talk about is a story from physics. Mr. McCandless, I asked him a question that was, how deep does the rabbit hole really go? and he won't let me ask that question anymore because I annoyed him to death. In fact, he probably roll my house tonight because I asked that question. So the second one comes from Band 2. It comes from a bus known as bus number 3, and that's a special place to me because I've been on that bus for the last 5 years. And the story is, one day we're going down to a competition in Hoover, and we decide to play some Uno to break the tension. And there's about 8 of us crowded around one hat box in the middle of the aisle, all trying to play Uno. So you can imagine how well that went, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think it ended. I think all the cars just went flying. And I think the last one I want to talk about is arriving home from a competition at 3 in the morning. It was late. I'm an early riser, but I slept to about 9:30. And that's late for me. I mean, I know a lot of people will sleep later, but if I sleep past 8, that's not good because something's kept me up all night. Seriously, though, I want to say that we've had all these great teachers and parents and staff to help us along, and I want to thank you for doing it. Thank you for all the help and guidance you provided for us. And I also want to thank the teachers for putting up with all of our antics, especially me, because I've almost driven a few to insanity. Really, Mr. McCandless could attest to that. I'm not a guy for giving long speeches. I'm about to have a panic attack up here, so I'm going to have to end it right now. But before I wrap things up, I want to say to the entire class that y'all are going to do great things. I may not know what those things are, but whatever you do, it's going to be great. And I want to remind everybody that if you ever run into some trouble, Haleyville people are always waiting for you, and they'll help you. You always have a place to come back to, and I think that's just a special thing to have. Finally, I just want to say again, I've enjoyed my time here with everyone, and that includes the teachers. I mean, even though sometimes as soon as I got to school, I wanted to leave, but yeah, good thing they have coffee, right? But I just enjoy my time here with all of y'all, and I'm sorry to anyone I've driven up the wall. I mean, a little's okay, but there's too much of a good thing. But finally, I'm going to end this by saying what we say at the end of every band practice: roar lines.
At this time, we would like our senior Havala contestants to assemble out front. We're going to be the back row. Seniors are going to be the back row. Seniors are back row. Back. Hey, we're going to be one line. Seniors, this way. Slide this way. This way. Slide a little more. All right, leave a little space. All right, junior Havala contestants, please come in front in the window in between each student.
Good evening. The 2020 11th grade Havala contestants are Jenna Brown, Sally Lakeman, Ashton McCullough, Carly Penley, Meredith Robertson, Hayden Armstrong, Roby Ellis, John Miller Lawson, John Taylor Lindsay, Reese Townsend. From the senior class, we have Julia Bonner, May Boyles, Reagan Kudis, Mallory Rushing, Hallie Talbert, Ty Black, Clay Blanton, Nash Collum, Branson Lambert, John Mark Mayhall.
And now for our winners. Our second alternates are Mr. Ty Black and Miss Mallory Rushing. Our first alternates are Mr. Nash Collum and Miss May Boyles. And your 2020 Mr. and Miss Havala are Mr. Branson Lambert and Miss Reagan Kudis.
Thank you. You may be seated. John. At this time, we would like to present Mr. and Miss HHS. Miss HHS, Hallie Talbert. Mr. HHS, Clay Blanton. Congratulations. At this time, we would like to present Senior of the Award Year, Miss Tabitha Clark.
Good evening. I am the president of the Haleyville High School Alumni Association. Every year, the Haleyville High School Alumni Association recognizes one student for the honor of the Haleyville High School Alumni Association Senior of the Year. Students that meet the personal characteristics and qualities are nominated by administrators, teachers, and staff. This year, there was a tie for Senior of the Year. Therefore, we will be naming two. The 2020 HHS Alumni Association Seniors of the Year are Miss Julia Bonner, and John Mark Mayhall.
This time, we have some special music by our seniors.
so much left to say, I pray. Lord, I ain't finished, just give us 5 more minutes. Time goes by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff. Good times, all the pages keep on flying. Right on by like anything but. Wish I had me a pause button, more side does, Lord knows I did. Somehow this whole life will leave you wishing.
They did a great job. Good evening. My name is Davey Reed, principal of Haleyville High School, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this amazing ceremony. I'm so proud to be able to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of the class of 2020. Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Davey Reed, director de Haleyville High School. Bienvenidos a todos. Estoy muy orgulloso de poder conocer los logros sobresalientes de clase de 2020. We have 9 seniors to join the ACT 30-plus club. What an outstanding accomplishment. Anna Aaron, English. Eli Dodd, reading. Olivia Harris, English and reading. Sarah Long, reading. Tristan Lyon, English, math, reading, science, and composite. John Mark Mayhall, English, math, reading, science, and composite. Aaron Morris, reading and science. Austin Rogers, reading. And Eli Wakefield, reading. This class earned 14 platinum, 23 gold, 34 silver, and a total of 70 benchmark ACT Work Keys assessment certificates. This class was also runner-up state band competition winner. The cheerleaders won a bid to the Nationals. The boys and girls basketball teams made it to the Sweet 16, and our school gained the prestigious STEM certification. We have members that will soon leave for the military service. What an incredible sacrifice from these students. They are Riley Morris, Army, Eric Hollinghurst, Army, Javier Marquez, Marines. I'd like to tell a short story of how I, Davey Reed, ended up in Haleyville, Alabama with this great class of 2020. Kindness. When the people of Haleyville were looking for a new principal, many candidates applied for the job and many phone calls were made to check references. Dr. Bishop called an old football player of mine, a board member called a Hackenberg classmate of mine, but the call from Dr. Sutherland to an old friend of hers in the community where she used to work was the call having the most impact on my story. As fate would have it, the person Dr. Sutherland called was a grandmother to one of my students. On my final day of employment, this student and her grandmother arrived at school wanting to deliver cookies to her teachers. The student was sad to find out that the teachers had gone for the day and found me to ask for help. I'd had a bad day, and to be honest, considered telling the student I was too busy and considered sending her on her way. At that moment, however, I made a choice. To take time to help the student and her grandmother. I couldn't make the teacher reappear, but I could unlock classroom doors and allow her to place those cookies on the desk of teachers she so loved. Who would have guessed that that grandmother was the friend of Dr. Sutherland, would choose to call and ask questions regarding her granddaughter's principal, who had applied for the principal's job with Haleyville City Schools. Some would say that fate provided the opportunity, but the choice of kindness allowed me the opportunity to meet and get to know this grandmother who would later be asked to share the opinion of me. So I say it is kindness that brought me to Haleville and to the class of 2020. Students, I'm talking to you. If you remember nothing else about tonight, remember this one thing, kindness, and how the class of 2020 throughout the span of their 13 years of education has completely reflected kindness from the first day of kindergarten and to our trip back to kindergarten this year to the first touchdown of the football season that Johnny Ray scored. And they also had a great finale, and the last time that we met together was their senior play. Their resilience during a global crisis to this unprecedented graduation ceremony and all these situations and more, they always show kindness. In closing, what you have just heard would not have happened without the support of family, extended family, teachers, staff, board members, central office, the entire administrative team, and the support of the community. We truly thank each of you. We love you, class of 2020, and Roar Lions. What you've been waiting for. At this time, we will begin our presentation of diplomas. I would like to ask Candy Garner and John McCullough to come forward to assist with the presentation. I want to thank them for all their hard work, their dedication to students of Haleville, and their amazing talents in making this year great, and just being friends and good to all the students and especially me. Please be respectful, hold your applause or any noise until we honor all seniors.
May Lynn Boyles. Mallory Rushing. Anna Marissa Aaron. Yasmin Nicole Abbott. Emma Lee Allen. Natalie Satali Blanco Rivera. Julia Nicole Bonner. Carly Brooke Isis Brazel. Taylor Lynn Breimer. John Mark Mayhall. Branson Andrew Lambert. Mark Allen Arnall. Calvin Ryan Backus. Nathaniel Matthew Bogus. Ty Gregory Black. Joseph Clay Blanton. And Ethan Jacob Catlett.
Molly Elizabeth Kane. Madison Alasia Kane. Sydney Lachey Cameron. Caitlin Marie Camp. Carly Drew Carroll. Madeline Marie Carter York. Ashley Renee Chambers. Faraday Diego. Avery Lee Cavender. Braden Nash Collum. Caden Blake Davis. Johnny Ray DeFore. Eli Stephen Dodd. Gabriel Matthew Engel. Jerry Olivio Escalante Ramirez. Oscar Eduardo Espinoza Frias.
Rosa Leah Esparza. Molly Faith Gilbert. Lacey Edward Gully. Olivia Jeanette Harris. Sarah Elizabeth Hoagland. Akira Danielle Jackson. Katie Lee Jones. Reagan Elizabeth Kudis. Christopher Dwayne Gann. Colby Lane Hamby. Chandler Blaine Heel. Daniel Eric Hollinghurst. Braden Scott Hutchison. Dawson Allen Hyde. Justin Jimenez. Tyler Chase Kelly.
Lexus Cheyenne Lane. Tia Ashley Lauderdale. Abigail Grace Long. Sarah Margaret Long. Laura Brooke Lunsford. Excel Maria Marchant. Sarah Elizabeth McKinney. Lucero Delilah Mendoza. Jackson Boone Kennedy. Brandon Dean Long. Grayson Andrew Long. Morgan Andrew Long. Royal Graham Long. Noah Blake Lovelace. Tristan Lee Lyon. Javier Manuel Marquez.
Caitlin Diane Mobley. Allison Brooks Melton Mormon. Erin Nicole Morris. Riley Joe Morris. Hannah Lynn Orr. Samara Frances Pratt. Anna Maria Reyes. Annie Brooke Sadler. Jared Seth McCombs. Trent Ethan McNutt. Harley James Melton. Rodolfo Jose Mendoza. William Seamus Malanafi. Logan Elliott Oliver. Matthew Jeremiah Overton. Jeremy Enrique Ortiz Lopez.
Anna Lacey Sarton. Shelby Barnett Shipman. Faith Ann Smith. Kelsey Drew Thrasher. Hallie Mitchell Talbert. Melina Katarina Ward. Hagan Diane Weaver. Destiny Ray Yakey. Andrew Bryant Page. Osni Perez Roblero. Austin Ryan Rogers. Diego Dimitri Ruiz. Ventura James Sakina. Matthew Aaron Stevens. Hunter Ryan Tittle. Elijah Reed Wakefield. Joshua Andrew Weaver. John Benford Whiteside. Nicholas Michael Whitman. Caleb Lee Williams.
You finish, so whoever. John, go ahead and let him rise together with you on the alma mater. At this time, students, please rise for the alma mater. Mallory Russian, will you please come lead it? Seniors, Haleville High School seniors, class of 20. It gives me great pleasure to certify you and all those who received diplomas tonight have met the requirements for graduation as established by the state of Alabama as well as Haleville City Schools Board of Education. Graduates, at this time, please move your tassels from the right to the left of your caps to signify that you're officially graduates of Haleville High School.